Over the last few months, the K-5 investigators have exposed the school lunch crunch. Your kids may not be getting enough time to eat their lunch at school. As Chris Ingalls reports, changes are coming, but not anytime soon.
Okay, you can come in.
Lunchtime at school.
Do you want mashed potatoes and gravy?
It's become more hectic as schools feed more children free and reduced price meals. The longer lines mean less time to sit and eat. So now the Washington Superintendent of Public Instruction has issued this bulletin that updates seated lunchtime rules. Districts will be required to give K through 5th graders a minimum of 20 minutes once the students have received their food through the meal service line. Experts recommend at least 20 minutes of seated time to eat lunch.
What do you think about that decision?
I don't agree with it, I'll be honest with you.
Shelley Witten, Deputy Superintendent of Battleground Schools in Southwest Washington, is one of dozens of administrators who opposed the new rule in a hearing earlier this year.
It's creating a mandate for school districts that in some cases they will not be able to meet.
School districts argue that adding even 5 or 10 extra minutes to lunch periods can require additional staff and cafeteria space, and it eats into academic class time.
Every time that we add something into schools, it's not simple. It's very complex.
The new rule targets K through 5th graders because that's the group with the shortest lunches, according to a K-5 survey of 31 districts last year. 19 of those districts had 20-minute lunches, including the time to stand in line, and 2 districts had only 15-minute lunch periods. The state already requires a half-hour recess for elementary students, so scheduling academics around lunch and recess is challenging. The state is cushioning the blow by delaying implementation of the new rule until the 2029 school year, more than 4 years from now.
So that is a first step in the right direction. I was surprised and disappointed at how long it's going to take for this to implement.
Megan Lim is the mother of 3 elementary students in the Seattle School District. All of them say they don't have time to finish eating during their 20-minute lunch periods.
What does it mean for your kids?
What it means for my kids is they're going to keep complaining about being hungry.
Over the next few years, schools will have to figure out how to make adjustments. As for kids and parents,
I think our kids have learned to make peace with the fact that they just don't have enough time to eat at school.
Do you want mashed potato and gravy?
they'll have to live with the school lunch crunch for now. Chris Ingalls, K-5 News.
It was the state superintendent, Chris Rakedahl, who made the final decision to impose the 20-minute rule. His office did not respond to our repeated request for an interview, so we tracked him down at a news conference yesterday. Watch.
Pretty clear that when kids get time to eat, especially if you'll put recess before lunch, right? So they play and then they come back. They sit down longer to eat. If they have recess after lunch, well, they eat the corn dog as fast as they can. They shovel the vegetables in the compost and they get out to maximize their recess times.
So the superintendent said the 4-year delay for the new rule is to give the legislature more time to approve additional funding if it's needed.